I'm about to announce the startup pitches right now. And I want you here because the questions asked are very important, and you are the guys who are going to be asking them. I'm expecting Marci from the other room to join us, the Intel Cap. All right. Marci, can I say how perfect timing is this? Just to mention, thanks a lot. Well, a huge applause for Marci. He just was speaking on the other stage, picking up time to be here, to be part of the jury of the startup pitches. So, Marci, wherever you feel good, here or there. Actually, I would like to ask the jury to join us here. So please, join us here. Everybody, join us on the stage. Everybody here, join us on the stage, asking questions to the guys. Don't think that you're going to be asking questions here. Join us there, please. So, I escaped from the other room just to be here, to keep in touch with these amazing presenters who will be here rocking the stage. They only have 3 minutes and 2 more minutes for questions to state their case. You know that at Webit we give huge awards. Like this year for the Founders Games, we are announcing 200 stands for free for the startup ecosystem from Central Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Nordics, CIS, Middle East, Israel, Africa, India, and rest of Asia. Those are the regions that we cover at the global event, and the Founders Games will make sure that from each and every region, we're going to have at least 5 startups. Each region has a quota of 5 startups to be presented there, and to be among those 200 who will have a totally free, really free stand, expo booth at the Congress, presenting in front of 10,000 people from 110 different countries. What else we give? We also give them free tickets, and we're also going to give them some amazing awards. Well, here back in CEE, we just wanted to showcase some of the locals' best, according to us, by the way, as organizers, startups that we feel like we're proud with. Proud with being here in Bulgaria and making it happen. I don't say it's hard in Bulgaria. It used to be hard 6 years ago when I was, when we were talking about startups and there were no startups. That's when it was very hard for us as event organizers to talk about startups when actually, you can say we all startups, we all started somewhere, but the ecosystem was about nowhere, and during the years things changed. So now we are absolutely happy to have some really cool examples. Well, unfortunately, and I'm sure you're all going to agree with me, we still don't have a champion. Champion means a multi-billion company in this part of the world, Central Eastern European. There are some, but let's say not the way we expect to have them. I come up with a couple of great companies like Nordeus and others, but again, a multi-billion one, yeah, absolutely, the one that you know very well. So those are great examples, but again, I think that Central Eastern Europe can do more. So I'm not going to keep it more. That's enough for saying. Hopefully there are people here in this room who will be pitching for the Founders Games, but I'm now going to announce the startups who will be joining here. Only 3 minutes again, plus 2 minutes questions from you guys. So make it hard for them, please. They will really like it, I'm sure. So the first is Kiril Rusev, the CEO of Jumpido. Jumpido on the stage, Kiril. Careful with the timer, it's started. Okay.
Hello, my name is Kiril Rusev and I'm CEO of Jumpido. We're creating educational games combining physical exercises with engaging math problems. We all know the children are full of energy. They like to play together, to run around, to be active. But the current educational system is forcing them to stay on their desks stationary, not being active. They are using technology, but they are using that technology on their desks. And this can contribute to serious health issues, including child obesity, which has almost doubled in the past 30 years. Now, 1 in 3 American kids is either obese or overweighted. And we want to change that. So we have created a very active game. Children just need to raise their hand and they can start controlling the system. They're learning, they're playing, and they're having fun. And the most important thing, they're physically active. By playing Jumpido, students can compete or cooperate and work on real math problems. Our feedback from the schools that are already using the system shows that children improve both their math grade and their engagement in the classroom. US schools alone has spent $26 billion on educational software, and that was only in the US. It's a fastly growing market. How we are going to address that market? First, we are starting with math content, which is universal, and we can easily translate that to every language and every school. We are selling directly to primary schools for just €250. We are using a network of resellers in order to scale internationally. And in the future, we are addressing the home market by building a special version for the Xbox One console in order to achieve a spillover effect between what students are learning at their home and what students are doing at their school. And we are going to make students and parents and schools our repetitive customers as we introduce new games and new content for Jumpido. We're already selling in Europe. We have more than 200 licenses sold in several European countries, and the most important thing is that we already have resellers in several key European markets, and we are making money. One of the reasons that we managed to do that before everybody else is because we are part of an exclusive Microsoft program which allows our team to have early access to the Kinect sensor, and this is the camera that is tracking the body movement of the children. And there are only 20 companies in the world, and we're the only one in education. In Bulgaria, we have official support even from the Ministry of Education. This is the Minister of Education, which is playing Jumpido, and as a result now the Ministry is starting a pilot in order to integrate Jumpido in the Bulgarian educational system. Our team has experience in working with education. This is our second edtech startup. We have recently acquired a rockstar advisor that will help us grow in the US market, and we have some MBAs in the US that are working with us in order to scale into the US market.
Great job. Thank you. Great job. You wanted to say something else, but no, you can't. Questions? Guys, your time is also ticking.
How we are going to figure out the languages and the multicultural specific moments for the kids?
That's one of the reasons that we are starting with math, and math is universal, and we are targeting key areas of math like multiplication, division, negative numbers, percentages that are universal. Everywhere we go, you see the same themes that are studied to the children.
So you're going only with math?
We are starting with math, and we will follow with additional themes and content like English language, music, arts that are again universal.
Okay, good.
Yeah, is there other business model than this? Because this one is based on the government, and if you have something based on the government, you are running into a lot of trouble. And you know, we had spoken before about.
Just start Ustavka right now, right?
Yeah. So it's a very good question. All the money and all the sales we made so far don't come from the government. We don't rely at all on the government. We are making direct sales to schools, and we're using partners that are already working with schools. Like one of our tech partners in the UK, they are selling interactive whiteboards and technology to the schools. So we are using their network and their selling channels in order to say we don't. The thing that I show with the Bulgarian Ministry of Education is just a proof of that the government can also support that project, but we don't rely on that. This is like an opportunity, not a problem for us.
What will you use the money for if you get it?
We use them to grow our sales team in the US. We want to pilot this project into the US, and we are building a home version. We already been approved as an independent developer for the Xbox One marketplace, and the opportunity there is that the console has the sensor integrated, so it's very easy for us to get into the living room of everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Kiril. Great one. Really, thank you. Stay with us, right? Stick with us. By the way, I just got a couple of awards coming here. One award will be awarded from Metro Reklama 2000 level for advertising. Well, it's not much, but it's great, right? It's good to have your advertisement in the Metro. Okay, we have a second pitch on the stage. Aleksiev and Vladimir Aleksiev. Please join us on the stage. Welcome. You need two microphones? Can you deal with one? Okay, one is gonna dancing and the other one's gonna pitching. Okay, good luck.
Okay, hi, and the presentation, yeah.
Okay, the time starts now.
Hi, I'm Vlad, and this is AdHub. And AdHub is an application market and application launcher for schools to discover, trial, and access online applications. Schools and education are on a major shift from analog to digital, which is going to be like discovering electricity on a major scale. Our research shows that 70% of the schools are already using online application in their classrooms. As a result, the edtech industry is exploding. A whole plethora of applications are emerging to help the teachers make that transition. But our research also shows that there is a problem, a huge problem, and it becomes with the fixation of the individual user. There is no seamless, streamlined way for a teacher with their 150, 200 pupils to onboard new applications seamlessly. Looking at this from a higher perspective, there is no one definite place for a teacher to discover, set up, and manage new applications easily. As a result, the application developers need to spend up to 70% of their revenue on sales. But that's about to change. We sat down with teachers and we developed a secure single sign-on environment where they can log in with their pupils and discover, trial, and access all these applications. Over the past 4 months, we launched our product in Westminster Academy, London, and the teachers are loving it. We have 32 school signups, 1 US district signup. We have 17 developers in our waiting list without any intentional PR. But we had to deal with the biggest problem in education, the distribution. But we found a solution. We noticed a repeatable pattern in almost every industry, the path from closed to platform to open platform. So last month, we signed a deal with Arbor Education, a school CRM with more than 200 schools, to incorporate open platform version of EdHub into their system. So this deal breaks the distribution problem for us and justifies our next investment round, but we have Blackboard, VivoMiles, and Frontier in the pipeline. So we need about 350 euros from Bulgarian, 1,000 euros from Bulgarian and UK investors to execute this Arbor deal, to grow the Sofia and London teams, and to change the way apps are used in schools. And we believe we are the right team to do it. This is Alex, our CEO and co-founder. For the last 5 years, he has been building online products. I am Vlad, co-founder and CTO, and I have first-hand experience with school information systems. And Yanis, our other developer, is the newest addition to our team. We'll be happy to talk to you afterwards, and thank you.
Thank you. I gave you 3 seconds more. I hope nobody else is going to crucify me for that. Well, guys, the floor is yours now for questions, please.
How long time did you develop that? 3 people?
We actually developed it over between 6 to 8 months currently. So
Okay,
current version.
so it means that if you are going through this channel of sales through CRM for schools, which are a lot, each country has at least 2, then it means that they could develop it probably equally fast.
Well, it's not finished. It's a bare bones project, and it involves a lot of business development. So most probably they could, but most of them are just too slow and too big to care about a market that's not developed. So it's a typical innovation dilemma.
And the business model?
Business model is an application business model. You charge per acquisition of an application in the school. So there's one competitor in the UK doing it called RM Unify, but they are, as you said, restrained to their own product, their own software, so they cannot cross-sell to other countries, and effectively they live only where their products live.
Sure.
What lessons can you draw from previous single sign-on companies? I mean, we've seen single sign-on happen already, largely, and it's sort of fallen in the hands of Twitter and Google. So what can you draw from that? Why would your strategy be different?
Well, it's a single sign-on is just a technology. So the strategy is to enable access to teachers and to schools, and do that in the fast possible way. So single sign-on is a means to do that. If another technology evolves, then we'll be obviously using that. But the end goal is not to provide a single sign-on product, is to provide easy and quick access. So it's just a means of doing that.
Final question.
Yeah, sure.
I know Alex personally, and I know that he's working on another project. How you're going to combine two projects and be effective for both of them?
I've been doing that for like last 8 months. So I've stepped out most of the operational part. I'm just being there, looking at stuff and talking to the people, but actually not actively working. We have 9 people team, and they can take 100% of the stuff alone.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks. Thank you, Vlad. Don't we have great startups, especially in education? Well, where we are heading? You have a tough job, by the way. The winner is going to get a totally free stand at Webit Global Congress. So it's good money for them, right? Quite good. Several thousand euros. So it's only 4, so it's a 25% chance to win. It's a good one, I think. They should be happy to be here. So Asparuh Koev is next one. Asparuh, please join the stage. Good having you here.
Thank you, Boyan.
It's you now.
All right. Welcome. Transmetrics brings big data to cargo transport to improve capacity utilization. The global cargo transport industry is a 2 trillion industry, and half of that amount is spent transporting empty space with nothing inside, just air. In addition to the staggering cost, this also burns fossil fuels, produces carbon emissions, and creates traffic jams. A lot of the empty space is there because the volume of cargo to be shipped on a given day fluctuates a lot from one day to the next. You see a real case of cargo company day by day, and you see there's days when there is a lot to ship and there is very little. And because the cargo companies cannot predict it in advance, they end up being half empty. However, these fluctuations are not random. They're caused by a number of external factors such as weather and public holidays, and if these are known, then future volumes are predictable. And if they can be predicted, then basically there are big economic effects. Just how big? Our first pilot with Agility Logistics, they're a $4 billion company out of the Middle East, shown that it's a simulation that basically you can reduce the empty space from 47% by 18% by prediction, and you get 300% more profit by doing so. Our next pilot customers are DHL, where basically we're doing their entire air network over the world, and the European Containers, which is a large transporter out of Northern Europe. Once we finish these proofs of concepts, which are getting done, we are raising a seed round so that we can finalize the product and start selling it on a global level. And our product as such is a product where companies can load their past historical information. It is correlated with the external signals such as weather and public holidays to build a predictive model where companies can see what is the empty space in the next 6 weeks so they can eliminate it before it happens. We'll sell this to the global market on a subscription basis, monthly recurring revenue. It's probably going to be quite expensive because the problem we are solving is very big, and the companies we are solving it for are very big as well. Our team is very experienced. I'm a serial entrepreneur with a few successes, including an exit to VMware. Anna is a business-to-business saleswoman, and Radu and Alex are programmers with 20 years experience and team leading skills. We have some other people in the team, and we'll be adding more as we get the seed round. Our advisory board is staffed with industry veterans, people from high positions in large transport companies. They helped us in part to secure the pilot customers that we have. And we are at the moment raising a seed round, so if there are any angel investors, feel free to talk to me. I'm not going to show the details to the larger audience, however.
Thank you, Asparuh. Thank you very much.
What about competition? Are there any competitors in the market?
Yes, basically there are companies which are doing predictive analytics in general, and we can beat them by being industry specific, because basically it's one thing to just predict marketing or something like that. It's another thing to really put it into a very specific operational context.
There's one similar trucking big data business or startup from Belgrade, I think.
Yes, I know them. They're part of Seed Camp, and they're focusing on fuel consumption, which is a very good area. But actually, fuel consumption is mainly a problem for the smaller players, and we're focusing on the 50 million plus players.
Good, thank you.
we spoke before. It took me 3 meetings to understand what actually they are doing. But I must say it is quite impressive. The last time I asked you this question, audience doesn't know it, is that your business is a bit of quantum physics. So if other players are entering into this space, then you have a problem that the model is no longer predictive because it's unpredictable. Yeah? The more prediction there are, the lower the result. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, actually, this is the situation which stock market is today. So some people started 100 years ago to predict the stock market, and they made huge money. The other people jumped into the game. Then actually, right now, what people are predicting is what other people will predict about the behavior of third people, and it no longer works. But it takes a while to get there. And meanwhile, the people who got in there first made a lot of money. And let's get in there, and then we'll think about what to do next.
Yeah, but all in all, very impressive business.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Asparuh. Well done. And the last pitch on the stage. I love when I see 0-0 and it's just on time. That's so rare for Webit today. The last pitch, Boyan, Benev, please join us on stage to rock it for the past presentation, the last presentation. Boyan, floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I believe that the more tailored, the more targeted the internet becomes, the more it isolates us. The more the information that you receive from Twitter or Facebook or Google is filtered, ranked, or sorted, the more it separates us, not just as people, but also as the opinions that we hold. Because if the information that we receive in the future is based on our behavior in the past, then in the long run, all we're going to do is underline some pre-existing opinions. We want to change that with Forward. We want to open people's eyes to the beauty and very often the chaos of the internet. The idea behind Forward is very simple. We're starting with an image discovery platform which allows you to take or select an image, to add a 50-character caption, and to post it. When you post it, it anonymously goes to 10 completely random Forward users, pops up in their little inbox. If they like it, they flick it forward, and it goes to a further 10 completely random Forward users. If they don't like it, they flick it to the left, and it drops out of their path. We're starting with image sharing and image discovery, but we want to turn Forward into a full content discovery platform. What that means is that people will be able to discover not just images, but also news, audio, and video in the same intuitive and empowering way. We're a team of 5 based here in Sofia, Bulgaria. We've built the first version of the image sharing platform, and we're launching it this Friday. And we have a full development pipeline, both in terms of technical and business. So far, the project is self-funded. And what we're looking for is the higher end of seed financing. But more importantly, we're looking for smart money. I want people with a rich experience in social and a broad contact network, especially in the media. We're Forward. What we want to do is give you back your social freedom. Thank you very much.
This is what I say to have something to say for less than 3 minutes. So guys, the floor is yours for 3 whole minutes. Can you ask that many questions?
Nice. I didn't understand everything, but all in all, does it resemble a Snapchat idea?
Okay. So if we take Snapchat, what we're doing is that, but random and anonymous and not tracked in any way. So there are no accounts, there's no profiles, there's no tracking.
So more stumble upon, yeah?
Stumble upon without the personalization, without the categories, yeah.
What about Secret, Whisper, and other anonymous sharing apps?
Again, those use your contact network and your
some of them don't. Some of them are really random.
They don't, but they do rank the content that is generated by those things. We want it to be essentially a peer-to-peer random sharing network. But in the example that I gave of going to 10 exponentially to 10, it is entirely peer-to-peer.
Haven't you got a more fundamental problem that basically people who like looking at pictures of cats want to look at pictures of cats, not pictures of dogs?
Sure. With the very good cat-dog example, what we're trying to do is make the process of disliking content fun. So it's understandable that you will dislike a lot of the content that you see. That's the idea. That's why we look at information that we like.
Yeah, but why would I go somewhere that's going to present me with lots of content I don't like when I can go to cats.com and look at lots of pictures of things I do like?
The idea here isn't that you will use this as your sole destination for discovering content. This is just one in a complement of networks that you would use.
Okay.
What do you expect to learn from the launch that will allow you to see what's next, where you go from here?
Okay. We have a basic hypothesis, which is what you picked up on, that people want to receive and send information to completely random people. At the beginning, we don't have a messaging function, we don't have a comment function, we don't have anything. The only thing you have is the feedback of how many people have seen that item of content. I want to test that hypothesis. I want to find out whether people do want to receive and send information to random people. Because if they do, then we can do all the other things that we want to do. We want to turn it into, you know, the news sharing and the richer content sharing.
How do you get people on it to begin with?
We have a number of interesting partnerships that we've discussed and negotiated, which will open us up to a very large network of people, without going into specific numbers, but many people, even more than are here in this room.
What about business models?
Business model, as you can guess, the idea here is to build user base.
To be acquired.
To be acquired. We've built it in a way that the image plus the tag plus a bunch of other things that need to be there is a little bit under 100 characters. You can take some conclusions from there. But also there are some very interesting applications for this in terms of ideation, for even though I hate that word, for companies and other applications that could have, aside from the obvious advertising and user base models.
All right, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Boyan. Thanks. Okay, guys, now you have to do the job. And you have 3 minutes. Please, if you want to sit here or just, you know, state your number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I told you they're playing for quite a big award. So make sure you do the math correctly. In the meantime, I already received, but I don't want you to listen now. Please, you know, stop listening. I received a SMS from Metro Reklama. They already chosen their winner. So one winner is clear, and the rest, I really expect that you can make it quite fast. It's only 4, so I'm sure that your High Priest Conclave will bring us to the right spot. So we're about to have a break for lunch. I have some bad news for you. I mean, there is food outside, not the best one, but it's good. And then you can scroll around. But what's important is that it's going to be only 30 to 35 minutes. So you will hear us calling you back because we are terribly late. And obviously we have to catch up with time. So it's going to be a short one, but hopefully it's going to be nice. So this is first. And second, I want to make sure that you're aware that here in this room, there will be 2 amazing workshops at the end of the summit agenda itself. One on innovation. That's the most amazing. Lately, I've heard a way to create innovation, to reproduce innovation in your company. I'm personally very much looking forward for a whole course of the speaker who is going to be presenting here. And you know, don't waste anywhere your time, just be here. And then the second one is on lean startup customer profiling. By the way, the first one is by Krasen Hinkov. Those who don't know Krasen, he's the beloved guy of the telecom industry, as you know. He used to be. He quit this industry, and now he's doing this. So it's really very challenging. And the next one is done by a person who I've recently read on TechCrunch for Mike Reiner with his Wise Guy startup accelerator. So he's going to be giving a 1 hour and something workshop on customers profiling on lean startups. And I've promised him I'm going to make sure that you're going to have some sticky notes and stuff like this. So I'm sure it's going to be fun. So that's why we have to catch up with time, because anyway, we have to end at a certain moment, and this moment should not be very late, because you have to get ready for the big party at 22:30 tonight. Where? Do you know? Where is the party? Poison. Do you, I mean, how many of you like rock and roll? Only rock? Okay, good. So we're going to have fun there, that's for sure. Get ready for singing. Honorable jury, are you ready?
Okay, cool. So I think first of all we want to thank all of the pitchers
because it was actually, although we had to be quite quick. Thanks, Plumbing. It was actually quite a tough thing to call, and we could see how all of the ideas were very effective. But in the end, there can only be one winner, and we've picked. It's supposed to have the camera's supposed to focus. The camera's supposed to focus on all the faces when we do that, right? I've learned from the X Factor. That's what you do. You pause, and they focus on each one, and then you say.
How's your flight, by the way? Was it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was very good. How's your wife? Is she well? Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah,
So
good.
who's the winner now?
Jumpido.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Bravo. Well, I'm sure, I mean, there was some advertising going on screen for Jumpido. I hope that it wasn't the reason for you. But actually, you're back. So great having you here, guys. Congratulations. So I'll be seeing you in Istanbul. You have your own expo table there.
Yeah, we have our partner there, so it will be amazing to combine this with some business.
Everything was fixed, I'm sure. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. All right. I have one more winner to announce. Transmetrics gets 2,000 leva with advertising in the metro. I don't know, probably they liked it because it's transportation, for God's sake. So congratulations. Congratulations for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, and good luck. You really, I mean, amazing ideas, amazing startups. I mean, none of here is just because they're not amazing. They're here because they're great. So thanks for rocking the stage, guys. Stay tuned, 35 minutes. Please be back here for the rest of the Global CEE Digital Summit. Thank you.